they're trying to get me back. Okay, they put it on the music again.
Yeah, we're back. What the fuck happened?
That was a storm.
I think we're talking about Barack Obama's birth certificate. Are we all here?
Mitch, John, are you guys back with us?
Yeah, they were here the whole time. We were talking.
Yeah, I'm here.
We have a horrible storm going on outside. Evidently, another fucking.
It's a storm came, man. I mean, Skype went away completely on our screen, and I've got it back up.
Well, that probably had a lot more to do with it than anything conspiratorial. But although I'll take that one too.
No, I'm really thinking that I would like to be conspiratorial and think that Obama's people have infiltrated the Omega Wave, and that's why we were gone. But we're back now, so all right. We were talking about the birth certificate before the earthquake or before the tornado hit. Craig, you want to pick it up from there?
Oh, the earthquake before. Were we talking about that? Shit, were we there? I don't
No.
really remember being.
We were talking about
that specifically.
No, we were talking about the Obama's birth certificate before.
Birth certificate. Okay, not the tornado of bullshit you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the tornado outside my window right now. So,
are you guys having a tornado right now?
We got a really severe fucking storm just come upon us. I told you when I talked to you earlier today, it has been raining for 3 days straight, and now we got tornado warnings hitting us again. Fourth time this year.
2 by 2. It's like
but it's tornado season, man. That's what everyone says.
No, tornado season's not for another fucking month. You know, we got one on New Year's Eve this year. We had that lost lives and homes. We had one on Good Friday that tore up a bunch of shit again. And now we got another one. This is the third one. There's no fucking such thing as tornado season. I live in Tornado Alley. I mean, shit, we get them in June, July, maybe the end of August. This is way too early. Something is definitely not right with this weather.
So there's no such thing as tornado season, and there's no such thing as earthquake weather.
Exactly.
Interesting. Well, okay. Getting back to this whole Barack Obama birth certificate thing. I was one that didn't put too much thought into it. I saw both sides of, the left and the right, fighting for pole position. Can you guys get my face all cleared up over there? But I saw this thing as really a non-issue, but I can now understand how much of an issue it could turn into, just as far as pitting people against each other on this whole thing. I mean, I could really care less. If the guy was honest, make a big difference to me, then I would probably care more. I just think that he's just a dishonest corporate puppet as it is anyway. So I really don't have a care where the fuck he was born or any of these guys, because we almost had the Presidentator. If they would have passed the law, if Arnold Schwarzenegger wouldn't have been such a dummkopf.
Oh, I would have preferred Arnie, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but he's such an idiot. I mean, he really is an idiot that he blew his chances. He was born. He got married into the right family. He had everything laid out for him. He fucked off. But everyone knows he was born in Austria. So, I'm just saying I don't really give much of a fuck about it. But I could see right now that this is going to be a serious issue underneath all these other even more serious issues.
Well, it's serious because it's illegal, man, and there's a reason that we have that. And I mean, just think, if you got a guy who clearly Obama's a globalist, just like Bush, just like Clinton. I mean, they're all scum, right? I mean, we know that. The last real president this country had was Kennedy. There's no question about it. He was not perfect. I know he wasn't perfect, but he did try to do the right thing. I mean, you can go on and listen to his speech where he says we are faced with posed by a vast and ruthless conspiracy. I mean, he came out and said it. He was begging the press to do their jobs, to expose it, because the exposure is the key. People know about it, it falls. That's the whole path to victory. But if you have a guy who is not a born citizen, not that you can't. I mean, I'm not saying that an American citizen, that somebody that's born here can't be a traitor as well. I mean, clearly
they can.
Exactly. I mean, we've got they all work in D.C. and in our state houses in a lot of cases. But I just think it's important that we do, if this becomes an issue, the guy should be impeached for several reasons. He's already committed open treason, high treason, by sitting on the United Nations, the security. He was chairing on the Security Council. Mm-hmm. That's completely illegal. That is treason. You're not allowed to serve two masters when you're the president. That's right. There's a little bit of a conflict of interest there. Yeah, I mean that's globalism, man. I mean, this is all about empire. That's all this is, and it's you got somebody like this. I mean, I think it's another tool to control this guy because there's plenty of dirt on him from his past, and his controllers, I'm sure, will throw him under the bus without batting an eye if it's going to benefit them. And so when they get these guys that are compromised, they have sordid pasts and everything, and they get them in positions of power so they can control them. Well, I read that Barack Obama was a CIA operative all the way back to his college days, just as I know that Osama bin Laden was a CIA operative through all of his college days up into the later parts. Yep, you're right. These guys were both, no one gets into that level of office or that level of power, it seems like, without a little bit of a push. There's always like something behind it. Very rarely does anyone cleanly come into any kind of power. So I'm not, surprised at all by any of that stuff.
Well, the first three letters of Qaeda is CIA.
Yeah. Is that right? I didn't know that.
I just saw it yesterday, and I was like, fuck, I never realized that.
Well, Al-Qaeda?
Yeah, I've seen it spelled with a Q, but it's actually CIA.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen different spellings for that stuff.
So
they created Al-Qaeda for
that's established. Before we got cut off, Mitch had brought up that Obama's actually on trial over the birth certificate, which means
that's what it was,
and which we've heard nothing about here.
Yeah, but dude, okay, we all had to watch the trial of Saddam Hussein it was worse than Judge Judy, man. And it's like,
forgive me. I'll be right back, you guys. Forgive me for 1 second. Go ahead, continue, please.
Go for it, man. Wouldn't people prefer to see that Bin Laden trial on TV or an Osama Bin Laden? Hello, right? On TV? No. If our president was on trial, don't you think that would deserve national attention?
Well,
do you think you'd see that?
When Clinton was getting impeached for getting a blowjob, that was all over CNN and headline news, and evidently he had a pretty good falling out, or they needed a really good distraction that period of time.
Yep. Well, not today.
Yep. Man, all the news media is so controlled that they're never gonna expose the important stuff. I mean, all you got to do is go in.
How would the public feel if they knew he was on trial? And believe me, man, I can't guarantee that he actually is. I'm just saying it was something I read. So I don't believe everything I read. It is something interesting to talk about, though.
Yeah, I don't know if it is either, man. I actually am not sure that's true. I know that there's been a movement, and he's spent a lot of money defending himself on this issue, but I don't believe that it's actually at trial. I haven't heard anything about that. And I follow this stuff as closely as I can. I mean, I'm in the studio now writing, and I've been pretty consumed with that, so I haven't been as informed to current events as I normally am. But I'm in the
studio too, man. It's crazy.
What's that?
We're making a new record right now.
Are you? Yeah, we are too. We're just doing in the writing phase, and then we're gonna start recording, and
good luck with that. If we're still here.
What's that, man?
If we're still here.
We'll be here, man.
No, John,
yes.
Are you working on a new Iced Earth album or a new Sons of Patriots album, or Sons of Liberty? Excuse me.
I'm working on Iced Earth. I've done a little bit of writing for both. So there will be some new Sons material, but it's not going to be a full album. It's probably going to be an EP, but it I've got some pretty strong tracks for it that I'm really proud of. And, we want to keep the fires burning, because the movement around that album is, I think it's probably affected a lot more people than I'll ever really know, because there's just hundreds of thousands of copies have been copied by people and passed out, and it's going on all over the world. So it's pretty cool. It's definitely making a lot of people think, and that's what the goal was. So, I want to keep it. And we've had chapters now pop up all around the world of activists that are, some of them are, merely posting news articles and, from the web, like the alternative news, and they're using Facebook for that. Then you've got other guys that are actually going out and really doing, hitting the streets and are activists, whether it's protesting TSA, body scanners, and that kind of stuff, or going to town councils and raising hell and passing out literature. And, it's pretty cool. It's like, it's a small effort, but I'm trying to use what little influence I have for the good,
I commend you for what you're doing, John. It kicks ass, and I love the fact that you're so awake and you're so willing to, throw the middle finger in everyone's face, because I think that's what we need right now, man. More middle fingers, honestly.
Dude, the thing that gets me, though, is about I don't understand what happened when did it become rebellious or cool to be in love with big government? Because that's the kind of fucking attitude that, heavy metal and rock and roll is rebellious. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be anti-establishment. That's the roots of it. That's what it's supposed to be about. But yet we've got these magazines around the world, like, the establishment shills at Rolling Stone or whatever, all the way down to even some of the heavy metal magazines, where it's like they just love government, and they oppose. I don't understand it. Sons of Liberty is not some right-wing extremism. It's about freedom. It's about humanity. It's like, that's what it is. It's just exposing this shit for what it really is, or at least as to what it is on some level. Everything that I'm writing about are things that I can prove. I can't, really go. I think it's interesting. For instance, we were talking about David Icke earlier. I think it's interesting, a lot of the things that he brings up. I can't prove it. So I don't really go into that realm on my radio show, and I don't when I discuss things with people that I'm trying to wake up, because I want to be legitimate and factual with people as much as I can, as with things that I know I can prove. And the government corruption is easily provable, and the false monetary system that we have, the fraud of it, that's provable. And I think these are important things for people to look into.
I think that's, let me just say, I think that's the front that you fight on. And I think the front, and I'm glad you're fighting that. You've educated me already. From the last time, I've looked into numerous things and saw, what you were talking about. But I think the front that Mitch and I are fighting on is a little bit more, you got to go even deeper in the research, and a little bit more the leap of faith put together with common sense, and it's just a little different, but they're all important. And you got to have the fact-based stuff that you have, and then you got to kind of tie things together a little bit by looking at who has what to gain from a certain situation. It's like going to court in the first place.
Oh, no, dude, what you guys are doing is great. I'm just saying, for me personally, that's the most, because when I first woke up, I would talk to people, and I think I came off like a raving lunatic. And
I don't even talk to people about it.
No, Mitch is very. In fact, I got to tell everybody this. This is I had hung out with Mitch in Norway, and I was going to talk about Norway and the people of Norway, because that's where Barack Obama was, nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. But I will say that, him and I sitting there talking, I looked him in the eye and I said, Mitch, it's time to talk. There's no